New World Muscle. Keith, what up, man? Edmund, good morning. Good morning, guys. It's Friday. Good morning. Zionic, good to see you back. What's up, brother? Nathan, what up, man? It's Friday. Great shoulder workout today. Man, this week's workouts were great. It's crazy what a difference Halo Elite makes if you're somebody that's used to taking that. Hey, Chris Graham, my brother from another mother. What's up, buddy? Great to see you on here. Great to see you on here. Wow. Special day. Special day. It's Friday. Great week of training. Halo Elite. Back into my gym bag. Pop 5 or 6 of those bad boys before you go to the gym. I've been doing 5 all week. Feeling good. Feeling great. Like Tony the Tiger. It's Friday. I'm happy that it's Friday. Good week. Busy week. Very busy week. Lots going on. Lots going on. Jack's here. What up, Jack? Weasel's here. Nobody loves the Weasel. Can we get some love for the Weasel? People always talk about Jack. No one wants to give the Weasel any love. I know she's sneaky, but she's a good dog. Edmund says, would you ever put more than one video out a day, except only Monday? Hold on. Would I ever put more than one video out a day? Are you talking about just for the purposes of social media when I release my videos on Mondays? Is that what you're asking me? Would I release videos on other days? Because yes, I definitely would. The videos that I'm doing with Chris, basically we have it organized where we film once a week, so I get one video out. But I could do my own videos, you know that. In fact, I probably should be doing my own videos and my shorts and whatnot for my YouTube. I got into it a little bit with this nerd over my YouTube the other day who was talking shit. He didn't mean anything negative by it though. Math is yellow, okay. And it was all yellow. Yes, Pauly Shore, the Weasel. Mia Khalifa, oh, you know, big fan of Mia Khalifa. Who isn't? Can I oil up? No, I'm on the treadmill. If I start walking faster, then I'll get all sweaty. Freaky Bob. Bolshoi, shalom, shalom. Shalom, mazel tov l'chaim. Jack, what are you doing? Kendall's Life, what's going on? 1964 Flyers, hello from the 51st state. Wow, what's going on? What's going on? So speaking of extra states, so what do we think? We think that do we think that Mexico is going to join the U.S.? Is Greenland going to join the U.S.? Going to bring it all together? Big shout out to Poland. Back in my drinking days, I used to slam vodka, Polish vodka. The Polish can drink. The Polish can drink. I've drank with some Polish people before. Whew. Those days are behind me now. Unknown, what up? Good morning. Good morning. Julzeka Love. Am I saying your name right? Julzeka Love. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Oh, more Polish in the house. Ah. You know, I have a very long-time friend, Claudia Stevens. She was one of my Blackstone Labs models for years. Her maiden name is Claudia Fidel, who is a Polish model, Playboy model at that. She speaks Polish. Very beautiful, very cool lady. Let's see, Kendall's Life says, you're handsome, you're amazing, you're great, you're all we want. Oh my God, thank you for the kind words. Wow. Look at you gassing me up this morning. Thank you, Kendall's Life. I'll take that all day. You're beautiful. That's right, Griffin Wright. Rise and grind. Quarter of American. Anyhow, that's the good quarter, right? 1964 Flyers. What's going on up in Canada? They won't even let me. They won't even let me in Canada. That's unfortunate now because I'm a felon. I've never got to go to Canada. I was always would have liked to go up there. You would think with all the shows we sponsored over the year, Toronto, Pro, Vancouver, I would have made my way up there. I never did. What time is it in Poland right now? I've played these games before. Leo, what's going on? Amir, what kind of food are you going to deliver me? Chris Graham says we are drafting Canada as our first round draft pick, and I think we're going to scoop Greenland in the second round. I have Greenland in my fantasy. That's awesome. Great fantasy pick if you can get it. Good neutral spot for the military. I think they have a lot of oil out there. Also, they made a movie about Greenland. If the world goes into a complete nuclear apocalypse, apparently Greenland is where we all go. How about that? I don't know if you guys are aware of that. They made a whole movie about it. Shout out to Greenland. Mariusz Pudzianowski, baby. Who's the greatest strongman of all time? How do we judge it? Do we judge it on victories? Who had the most victories? I feel like Bolshoi Kush, you'll probably know this one. I know Pudzianowski had a lot, right? Magnus Fair Magnuson, Bill Kazmaier. Who had the most? Sinar. What else? Just checked Queer Trailer with James Bond himself. Trailers 2 given for me. Man, I'll tell you, if you guys listen, you know I love my gays. I love my gays, but boy, oh boy, is it weird to see an actor that you view a certain way do some seriously gay stuff. Hey, maybe he is gay. If that's the case, he's just being himself, and then, you know, hey, he was acting more the other way. How about that? Do I drink coffee? I do, but I don't drink it the way I used to. So I drank coffee a lot for years. I drank coffee in prison every morning. But now I actually only have coffee on my non-training days, which are Wednesdays and Sundays. I drink a pre-workout in the morning, and I try to be very careful about the amount of stimulants that I have. So no other stimulants for the day. Amir, what's going on? Let's see, Silent CS. What do you think about low-dose trenacetate, 10 milligrams a day? How effective? It can be very effective. Trenbolone is so powerful that a little bit goes a long way. And I like the idea of doing it every day because you can mitigate more of the side effects because of all of the ups and downs. It has to be done at least every other day. It can't be, and you can't do trenacetate any farther out than that. You can't do, once, twice a week shocks. They make a trenananthate, or it's all homemade anyway, but I always did my trenacetate either every other day or daily. Now, everyone handles this stuff differently, guys. So I actually worked with a female bodybuilder who did 5 milligrams of trenbolone acetate every day for 4 weeks before USA. She won USA's, and she did amazing on it. Now, women don't need as much, obviously, so 10 milligrams a day, I think you could get quite a bit out of it and hopefully not be as aggressive as side effects. I haven't done tren in years, maybe 7-8 years ago, guys. I tried to do some tren, right? And I tried to do 50 milligrams every other day, and I couldn't handle it. The side effects kicked my ass after a couple of weeks. Took a break for a while, tried to do 25 milligrams daily. Made it about 10 days, 8, 9, 10 days. It was a little more than a week. And then I started getting really bad night sweats, couldn't sleep, felt very lethargic all during the day. I talked to my doctor, and he was like, listen, man, you're not a 25-year-old bodybuilder anymore. You're in your 40s. Things hit you differently now. It is what it is. Am I natty? No. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. What up, Leo? Listen, I would have loved to come up there in 1964 Flyers. I'm married, so don't take this the wrong way, guys. But I've heard from a lot of people that Canada is loaded with the most beautiful women. I was always curious about that. Just to see the sights. But alas, being a felon, they won't let me up there. Maybe things will change. I do agree with you. You guys had an idiot running the country. Probably the most beta leader I've seen. What do I want? I don't know, Amir. What's on the menu? What are you gonna cook me up? What do we got? Some chicken tikka masala. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Ohio. Oh, good song. Or Creedence Clearwater Revival. Fortunate Son. Tough. Very. I like what you did there, Bolshoi. I like what you did there with those similar style. Oh, down in Ohio. Oh, down in Ohio. I'm going Ohio on that one. Brian Shaw, greatest strongman of all time. I don't know. How is it determined who has the most victories? The most strongman victories is Zydrunas Savickas. That's right. Latvia. I forgot about Savickas. What a monster. What a monster. How many does Mr. Thor now, the Mountain, have? He's got a few. Did I mention seeing the Sith Lord? What did he want from you? So, if you guys saw that little video that I posted the other day with Christopher Luke and my videographer buddy, Mr. Owens, the man that filmed that little video was Jason Genova, yes. And what does he want from me? What does he always want from me? He wants something. He wants something. What do you think about low-dose Adderall, 5 milligrams to burn fat? I don't really like the idea of utilizing Adderall in that sense because it's extremely habit-forming. I used to utilize ephedrine, which is illegal. Similar type of feeling that you get. But I used to use ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin stack, make my own little fat burner stack like that. Worked great. Worked great. And ephedrine is not as habit-forming as Adderall. It is habit-forming, but not quite as habit-forming. Adderall is a slippery slope. There was a point where I got up to doing like 80 milligrams a day, which I know for some people might not even be that much. But who really needs that much, I overdid it. Then I will tell you I also got to a point where my prescription was 10 milligrams twice a day, and all I did was utilize the 10 milligram dosage in the morning and blasted through all my work and my workouts and whatnot. Opted to not take the other one in the afternoon. I'd rather see you, if we're going to talk about fat burning, guys, man, I'm really impressed with the SLU PP332. I'm doing my own protocol right now, and I'm honestly doing awesome on it. It's very impressive. Amir, you won the battle? Okay. Man, he was strong, Bolshoi. You're talking about Zydrunas? Yes. What kind of phone you want to get, Leo? What are you in the market for? Talking about queer, Brokeback Mountain or 50 Shades of Grey. Brokeback Mountain, can't do it, man. Can't do that one again. 50 Shades of Grey, not a good movie. I understand the book was profound. I don't know what the women who read that book and loved it, who they envisioned as Christian Grey. But the guy they cast wasn't Christian Grey. I'll tell you, Bolshoi, for a few years, my life was kind of like Christian Grey's. I'm not going to lie. Things got a little out of hand. I'm much better off now, married and happily settled down. Mart Dog, good morning. Cousin Justin, good morning, guys. Vegas, I love Vegas, man. Can't wait to be able to go back out there again. Do you think low-dose tren will make you more infertile if you ran 500 tests for years? I think that's an individual specific thing. And a lot of it comes down to luck, Silent CS. I started my first cycle when I was after my 22nd birthday. And I competed until I was 31 years old. So roughly 10 years of, at the very least, moderate to at certain times what would be considered aggressive steroid use. 10 years of that. Then I retired, stayed on HRT for another 10 years. And after all that, I got my wife pregnant this year at 43 years of age. So, listen, a lot of my friends that are bodybuilders have gotten their girlfriends and wives pregnant without trying on all sorts of gear. Now, in theory, it could, but it's one of those things that I just don't think there's enough science to, studies on it. Zavickus the best strongman ever? Now, are we just basing it on wins? How many wins does he have? We're bouncing around the conversations. I enjoy it quite a bit. What do I think about Wes Watson? Are we friends? So I would consider him a friend. Yes, I think he would say that if you asked him, but I haven't spoken to him in quite some time. But he was an athlete. We sponsored him for a while, and he was a great athlete to work with. I know that he's got himself in some questionable situations as of late, but I can tell you that on a personal level, he was awesome to work with. He was very, very proactive. You didn't have to ask him to do stuff. He honestly went above and beyond. I would have loved to have more athletes like Wes Watson. He was a hard worker. He was posting like crazy, and he was really pleasant. He was an athlete for my company for a while, 3, 4, 5 years maybe. Earlier on before he's blown up as the way he has, but I have nothing bad to say about him. Beavis, I got some Beast Super Test and it made me mean as hell. So I stopped, but I like the results. I tried Alpha Male from you. I liked it. I gained size. Different things affect people differently, Beavis. A lot of it has to do with the way things spike your androgen levels. Also, outside influences like what's going on in your life could affect that as well. But I'm glad that you got some size. Bolshoi Kush, George Baker Selection, Little Green Bag, or the Stotler Brothers, Flowers on the Wall. I'm trying to think of either of those songs. Give me a little jingle, Bolshoi. Neither one of them is ringing a bell right now. Little Green Bag or Flowers on the Wall. I would love to go into Japan. Absolutely. Was I at the Diddy party? No. I would have liked to be, though. I would have showed up all oiled up and ready to rock. Let's go. It went good, Mancini. Thank you. Everything is going well. We got another baby appointment on Monday. You have to do it once you get far along in the pregnancy. They want to see the mama all the time. All the time. Any good source to get gear? Man, listen, I don't trust anything on the black market these days. There's good doctors and stuff all over the internet that you can find nowadays. You're way better off doing that. I wouldn't trust any of these underground labs, personally. I think there's a lot of fake stuff going around. Let's see. Silence says I've been prescribed Xanax 2 milligrams, 90 Adderall 20 milligrams since I'm 18 years old. Yeah, that was pretty much the cocktail I was on. I wasn't on Xanax. I was on lorazepam, Ativan, 2 milligrams twice a day. But I used to just save both of them and take them at night so I could sleep. Listen, Zionic, what up, man? Yo, Zionic, you're the one, bro. Shout out to Zionic 484. I ran the 5 amino 1 MQ, and it was okay. It was okay, guys, but the more research I did, it seems that it's a better thing to utilize if you're in a caloric deficit and you're at a lower level of body fat. So that's just not where I was at, right? So Zionic was hyping up the sloop, I'll call it. So I'm doing 500 milligrams of sloop. I do a 250 in the AM right when I wake up around 5:30, whenever I get up, it's usually about 5. And I do the second one later in the afternoon when I break my fast between 2 and 3. That's it. Just 500 milligrams. Guys, when I started this, my first day on the sloop, my body fat was 13.1%. My body fat, I haven't checked in since Tuesday. Tuesday I was on there 10.9. And I've only been on it 17 days. I've dropped 2% body fat in 17 days, man. That is outstanding. If this keeps going, if this keeps going, I'll stick at that dose, man. I've talked to guys that have done 1,000, 1,500 milligrams either, but I'm getting great results on the 500. I'm really, really impressed with it. So the thing is this, guys, when it comes to peptides, SARMs, things like that, it's only as good as the source that you're getting it from. And it's tough to know what's real and what's not. A lot of these companies that post these mass spectrometer numbers, they're fake. Those are fake numbers. They put the little graphs up to show you, oh yeah, we're testing our stuff. Here's the certificate of analysis. You know how easy it is to fake that? Oh man, Bolshoi. Those chapters, that might have to be a separate book. That's the thing with the research peptides, guys. You just don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You kind of got to base it on what other people are saying. You know, avoid the really discount stuff, that's for sure. Let's see, what else? Bigger and Blacker, Chris Rock, classic. Or Richard Pryor, Live on the Sunset Strip, also classic. I'm going Chris Rock on that one. Those are both two great stand-up. That's a great, great, great combo right there. Little Green Bag intro song and Reservoir. Oh, okay, wow. Oh, I love Reservoir Dogs. That's a great scene, so I'm going Reservoir Dogs. Two great movies, though. Thanks, Bolshoi. Brian Rogers, today's my last day at Party City's low-key sad. I was talking about that with Marissa yesterday. Brian Rogers, I was like, do you know Party City's closing? There's a lot of big chain stores that are closing. Sad times. I'm low-key sad for you too, man. Hope you got a good plan after this. Last Boy Scout, great movie with Bruce Willis, or 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy. The Last Boy Scout was a pretty badass movie. 48 Hours was good, and you got another 40 Hours, which 48 Hours was another very funny one. I'm gonna go Last Boy Scout though on that one. Thank you, Mancini. Oh, thank you, Zionic. Yeah, I'm feeling very good on it. It's a very noticeable peptide, and one thing I've learned about this is I have to strategize the way I eat a little bit differently on the sloop. So I'm actually eating more carbs than I normally do, guys, which is very interesting. You know, I don't want to overdo the amount of protein that I'm eating. I'm eating enough protein, you know, so I've decided to eat more carbs and see what kind of glycogen load I can get combining my glycolog with all these meals. And I've learned that if I don't eat enough carbs and I take my glycolog late on the sloop, I crash. My blood sugar crashes. So it's very interesting how aggressive it is as a nutrient partitioner. Very aggressive. I crashed yesterday, actually. Wasn't planning on it. I told Marissa, I was like, I said, I feel very dizzy. And I had to sit down. I started getting a little queasy. And I was like, I think my blood sugar must be just crashing again. I ate some chicken and rice, came back to normal. So it's very powerful. Bolshoi Kush says, Palumbo is the biggest instigator in industry. Last year, he made fake beef with Fouad Abiad, Greg Valentino, and other people just to get views. He's our Paul Heyman. I like that. That's actually pretty funny. Dave loves to do that. He loves it. He loves the shit. Melanie, good morning. What do you think about running Methaquad with low-dose Tren and 500 test? Great addition. The cool thing about running any of the pro hormones is they honestly work way better when you're on testosterone. And I'm not over here trying to get everybody to take testosterone, but when you have a baseline of testosterone, you can get a lot out of the pro hormones without having to worry about PCT and everything else. And the Methaquad, you take that before you work out, it'll give you a nice blast. Tanya, good morning. Can't believe some troll online is pretending to be Greg Valentino. What? I didn't know that. That's weird. Since when has this been going on? Let's see. New World Muscle says, I was watching UK steroid documentary and one dealer said some bottles are straight oil, total shit, pharmaceutical all the way. So I have a friend that works in a lab or used to work in a lab. He was part of my circle. And he had a mass spectrometer and he would test out all kinds of stuff. And so much of it is fake. Silent CS, I've never taken them, so I couldn't speak on it, to be honest with you. I've never taken any of their stuff. Bolshoi Kush, Lou Bega, Mambo number 5, or Tom Jones Sex Bomb. That's funny, we were talking about Tom Jones again the other day. I'm going Tom Jones on that one. Daredevil with Ben Affleck, horrible movie. Or Scorpion King with The Rock, not a good movie either, but I'm going with The Rock on that one. Simply because he's got more muscle. Abbas Katami, wow. Or David Hughes. Same time period. I'm going to go with Abbas Katami on that one. Let's see, John Mancini Fitness. I feel like we're going back into like Muscle Mag, Muscle Tech ad time periods. For quite a while it's been going on. Greg has made a post. Wow, that's crazy. Tanya says that her mom was always obsessed with The Rock. I had to watch Scorpion King so many times growing up. That's funny. That's very funny. Is she still obsessed with him the same way, Tanya? You mentioned the older people in the industry told you that Yates was pushed by Weeders because he's white. Was one of those people who told you Steve Weinberger? No, No. I never had that kind of conversation with either of those guys. But those guys are, Steve is very powerful, obviously. But I think Steve is, I honestly think Steve is a pretty, as far as judging goes, pretty damn fair judge. I think Steve is the one to call it like he sees it. She still loves him, but loves the old stuff. I gotcha. Tanya Miller, was she a fan of his wrestling stuff? If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Rampage Jackson, I used to love the old Rampage Jackson fights versus Ruthless Robbie Lawler. I like Rampage for that one. Love Rampage. I'm enjoying these questions today, guys. Ultimate Warrior was way better than The Rock. Ultimate Warrior was a beast. Well, thanks to Steve posing around, judges don't judge posing skills, just overall body. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that certainly aren't the best posers. That's for sure. She liked the action flicks, I gotcha. You know what? The Rock really doesn't make bad movies. He makes some corny movies, but most of them are pretty good. I gotta give it to him. I watched, what was the one I just watched that I told you guys was good? Red One, the Christmas movie. It was good, it was. If you could get back into the 70s, top 3 drugs you'd use on a regular basis. Probably old-fashioned marijuana. Even though I don't smoke weed, I suppose that would be the one that would be the most interesting. When things were not, you know, chemically enhanced and changed around so much. Shit, I'd probably still be doing the same gear. I'll be doing some of those Arnold cycles. Do I think I could handle the non-shaved bushes in the 70s? Probably, because that's all we knew. You wouldn't appreciate a shaved bush because it wasn't a thing. I'm curious, when did that, do we know when this officially started? when the shaved bush started, when the waxed bush started. What was the year? Can we get a fact checker on that? Can we get a fact checker on that? It's crazy, but you know, in the fitness industry, everybody shaves, the guys and the girls. So I haven't seen a bush. I mean, granted, I'm settled down now, but I have not seen a bush in as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember. It's just become, I'll tell you, the only bush that I saw was my own. 2 years in prison, good Lord. I said to Marissa, I said, listen, I know you miss me, and it's been a couple years, but I need you to bring me, I need a set of clippers before we make love. I need a set of clippers, at least. New World Muscle asks, when you put yourself in the hospital, back in 2018, when I drank myself into the hospital, what was the condition of my liver and kidneys? So I'll give you a breakdown of some of the things that went down. Tanya says bushes are coming back. Ugh, God, I'm glad I'm out of that scene then. No, thank you. I prefer it smooth. So my AST and ALT numbers, which are supposed to be right around 45 each, guys, on the high side, were both over 1,000. I didn't even know that they went that high, the scales. So the doctors thought that I had alcohol-induced hepatitis. And they tested me for it. And fortunately, I did not have it. I was showing some signs of fatty liver from the abuse. Interesting one, my potassium level was, I believe, 2.9, right? And they say under 3, your heart can stop. That's how severely dehydrated I was. So they had to get me on a potassium solution as well as a prescription potassium supplement for 30 days to bring that back to normal. They also said that my blood pressure when I came in was over 200 on the bottom side and close to it on the top side, which is crazy. Crazy. So they had to get me on a strong medication for that. My resting heart rate was all over the place, so there was quite a lot of things they had to do. You know, it was a scary time, and it's a blessing that I made it through that. Thank God I made it through that. It changed my life forever, that's for sure. Are the bushes really coming back? Come on now. They're older guys, Bolshoi Kush. Of course they do. Of course they do. Who was the first one? I want to know. Like, does anybody get credit to be? I know that, you know, Playboy, they did the landing strips and whatnot. But who started the trend of just going completely waxed out, you know? Melanie, no, she really doesn't. She's just not like that. She's, it's funny, she's so cute. She'll like sit in the bathtub, even now, all this pregnant. And she's like, babe, it's hard, I can't see what I'm doing. And I'm like, babe, relax, you don't have to worry about it so much. But yeah, she's always on it. I've always been with women that are like that, to be honest with you. Bolshoi says, thanks to Gillette commercials, we shave bushes. Jay Sean, baby, are you down, 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 down? Or a Mario, never gonna let you go. I forgot about Amarion. I'm taking Jay Sean on that one, though. That was a good one, man. That was a good one from Jay Sean. Same people that like the guys with the hairy chest. I don't like the hair. I'm not that hairy. I still trim it up a little bit. You can see I got a little bit on there. I'm just not a hairy guy. I'm lucky in that sense. All the hair that I get grows on my neck, not even on my face. Sketty 999. We spoke about Lee Haney yesterday. Yes, we did. Guys who could beat him. Mike Christian, Barry DeMay, and Phil Hill, but Mike wasn't consistent. I think of those guys, Mike Christian was probably had the most potential. Phil Hill was very, very good also, but yeah. Interesting time, right? I promised both Bush's bag and armpits. To be honest, I feel more like I have to defend shaving now versus not. That's because there's a lot of strange liberal people out there, but I've never really, I don't attract those type of people. They see me and they run the other way. These non-shaving liberals. Bolshoi, I agree with you. Tropic Thunder, amazing movie. Or The Men Who Stare at Goats, 2009. Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder would absolutely get canceled now, which is a shame because it's such a funny, awesome movie. I actually watched that recently. I forgot how funny it was. Great movie. Tropic Thunder. If anybody hasn't seen that one, you got to watch it. Marcus Rule or Branch Warren? That's a tough one because they're such different bodybuilders. But growing up, I was such a fan of the freaky mass of Marcus Rule. I loved all that freaky mass. But I have so much respect for the gnarly condition that Branch Warren could get in. But Marcus Rule was one of my all-time favorites growing up. It's weird, Tanya. I like to be, listen, Tanya, I like to be, it's not for anybody else either. I've been shaving myself since high school. And in the 90s in high school, that was kind of weird. Like girls that I were with, they'd be like, why don't you have any hair? And I'd be like, I shave it, I don't like it. You know, I like to be smooth. And it's funny because it started to become a thing between some of my guy friends in high school in the late 90s. You know, back then in school, you'll come across a little bit of bush action, you know, the younger girls. But, man, later in life, I've seen them online and stuff. It's crazy and weird to me. But I think a lot of that woke shit's going out the window in 2025. People are getting back to being sane and clean and caring about their appearance again. Hollywood Undead or Hollywood Undead or Incubus New Skin. You know, I really like Incubus, actually. I've seen them in concert a couple times. They weren't the feature band that I was going to see. It was part of a tour or festival, but they were actually really good. So I'm gonna go Incubus on that one. Road Trip with Sean William Scott, classic. And of course Tom Green. Or Euro Trip, 2004, with Scotty Doesn't Know. That's a funny one too. Underrated movies, if you ask me. I always thought that the girl in Euro Trip was cute. But I love Road Trip was a really funny movie. I'm going Road Trip with that one. Khabib versus Randy Couture at their prime. Don't put me in that position, Bolshoi. I don't want you to put me in that position because Randy Couture is one of my top favorite fighters ever. I love Randy Couture, but I think Khabib would beat him. Khabib's wrestling was on another level, man. He was on another level, his dominance as a wrestler. Mancini says 3 Doors Down or Bush. You know what? I think 3 Doors Down has had more hits over the years, but that album, that debut album from Bush, very nostalgic for me. And the first concert that I ever went to was Bush. So I'm going Bush on that one. Michelle Trachtenberg was cute Jewish girl. Yes, very cute. Very, very cute. Hot Shots with Tiger Blood himself, Charlie Sheen, classic. Or Police Academy. I'm going Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2. Part 2. If we go that way with it, another classic one. 41 minutes. Guys, thank you for doing this with me today. Keep going a little bit more. It's Friday, TGIF. Do I miss MD and Get Big Forums? So I've talked about this before, that I actually never even posted on Get Big. All the PJ Braun posts were done by Aaron Singerman. He loved posting as me on there, and I didn't care. He mixed it up with people quite a bit on there too, which was pretty funny. But you know what? I did enjoy going and reading stuff on the forums. I was never a bodybuilder that really cared about what people were saying on the forums. Man, in today's world, man, some of these bodybuilders are so sensitive. Nathan, good question. Good question. The drop, the Death by Pizza drop is looking kind of lame this week. So I don't know if I'm going to get that one for the boys this week. You know, I like to treat the boys. I call them the boys. I like to treat the boys to pizza on a Friday. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I might just go with Old Faithful Bella Amici, the best damn pizza. You just want to get yourself a pizza. No wacky shit, just a pizza. Just friggin' dough, sauce, and cheese. Bella Amici is the best of the best. And he has that 20-incher. That 20-incher, that big boy. Do I like the band Kiss? I don't love Kiss. They have some, listen, they're an iconic band, yes. They're an iconic band, but I was never a big Kiss fan. I think Marissa probably likes Kiss more than I do. Nathan, I'm a purist, bro. I'm a purist. I'm like that with a lot of foods. Like a cheeseburger, I just like a plain cheeseburger. I don't want all the fixins on it. I don't like all the fixins. Get a little Eastbound and Down reference for you. You know what? I take that back. I like a bacon cheeseburger, but that's it. I don't need all the lettuce and tomato and onions and fucking fancy sauces. Pizza is great for Fridays, isn't it, Brandon? I'm very excited for UFC this weekend. Very excited for UFC this weekend. Woo. I'd add Good Charlotte, Fall Out Boy, 30 Seconds to Mars, and Chemical Romance. They all suck. Yes. Good Charlotte, terrible. Fall Out Boy has some catchy ones, but also terrible. You're right. 30 Seconds to Mars has one song I like, and My Chemical Romance, I think, might have a song or two that I like. All those guys kind of sound the same, though. All those emo guys. 'Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Hey, Miss Murder and I. Hey, Miss Murder and I. Say my line. Fall Out Boy, I can't even understand what any of those lyrics are in Fall Out Boy. Jared Leto has a cult on an island. I believe that. AFI, brother. That's AFI. I'm in that same ballpark of emo shit, right? That was, I don't hate it. I shouldn't say that. I don't hate it. I don't think that it's bad music. It's just not for me. I remember that time period. If you go back a little bit earlier, I feel like a lot of those bands kind of merged off of their influence, I think, came from 90s grunge, but more in the Smashing Pumpkins realm of music. But I really enjoyed Smashing Pumpkins. The emo punk dude vibe never hit for me. I wouldn't have thought that from you. I wouldn't have thought it. Requiem for a Dream is a great movie, Bolshoi. Great. I love Jennifer Connelly. Love Jennifer Connelly. Woof. Such a cutie. Rupert Holmes, Escape, the Pina Colada song, or Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey. I mean, how can you go against the Pina Colada song, you know? That's a classic. Who doesn't love that song? Considering all my injuries, do you plan to play with your son football, baseball? No, I definitely gonna play sports with my son, absolutely. Hopefully I'm gonna get some of those umbilical stem cells for my injuries. Five Finger Death Punch, Bad Company, or Default Denied. Good cover by Five Finger Death Punch on that one. Good cover song, I like that song. Casey and JoJo, All My Life. Or one, you're like a dream come true. Two, just wanna be with you. Tough one. I think I'm going Casey and JoJo. I love Casey and JoJo. Good song though by Brian McKnight. Tanya says I'm not actually a rock fan either. Other than Korn, I'm really, totally uninterested in love songs or any genre. Very boring to me, okay. Well, at least you like Korn. I love Korn. Great singer, Brian McKnight, yes, and songwriter. You like me some emo rap, okay. All right. Different strokes for different folks. Bolshoi says, I play Casey and JoJo in the background watching ebony porn from time to time. Brings back good memories. Smart. I like it. Setting the vibe, setting the tone. Setting the tone. Ronnie posed on Back at 1 and Olympia was his best posing. I remember that one. Of course I remember that one. All right, guys. We're hitting about 48 minutes in a second here. And I feel my stomach rumbling for the bathroom. Counting Crows, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones and me. Or Matchbox 20. It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. I like Mr. Jones, man. I like Mr. Jones. Stare at the beautiful women. I'm going Mr. Jones on that one. Doobie Brothers, Long Train Running, or Foreigner, Hot Blooded. Ooh. Hot Blooded. Probably Foreigner. I love the Doobie Brothers, though. I love the Doobie Brothers. Good call on that one. ICP. No. Those guys are crazy. When I hear Matchbox 20 loud from my mom's room, I know she's down bad. Oh no, poor mama. Poor mama. Do you believe that every dog will break your heart at the end? Because they all will die at the end. That's very sad. Yes, you're right. They don't live long lives, poor guys. Keith, I'm 7 episodes deep in the Dexter New Blood or whatever it's called. It's okay. Harrison has a little bit of a dark passenger in him, I see. Kind of expected that. But I'm enjoying it. It's giving me a little Dexter action. Whew. All right, guys. Good one today. I appreciate you guys doing this with me. You guys are awesome. How do you think your constant subscribers and those who write her writers like Mancini, Tanya, Nathan, how do you think your constant subscribers and those who write her on a regular basis like Mancini? What are you asking me, Bolshoi? Bonsai just finished up, man. Good to see you on here. Zionic, once again, thank you for the sloop recommendation. Loving it. Loving it, sir. Boston, Amanda, or Toto, Rosanna. Toto. That was a tough one also, though. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will be back on Monday. Of course, I love you all. Brandon Rogers, happy Friday. All of you guys, thank you for doing this with me today. I had a lot of fun. Good conversation. Yeah, Zionic, you were right on. Listen, 500 milligrams is doing amazing for me. Really. Ram, Black Betty, classic. Or My Sharona, also classic. I love Black Betty, though. Gotta go Black Betty. Luke, me and you gotta get together one of these days, buddy. We'll talk soon, for sure. I haven't forgotten about you. Actually, I'm not going to lie. I sort of did, but seeing you on here, I just had a really busy week. I would never blow you off, though. All right, guys. Love you all very much. God bless you. Peace out. Bye.